Hey everybody, welcome back after the summer break. I hope everybody had a good one. We're all relaxed and raring to go, and let's go get some points this second half of the season, shall we? Now, new side pods should be on the car, yes? They're not manufactured? Well, why not, mate? I didn't tell you to do it, mate. Come on, when we get a new design, we manufacture it. Oh, for Christ. Go and do it now. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing for the Zandvoort Grand Prix, the Dutch Grand Prix, the Max Verstappen Grand Prix, as it should just be known, really, shouldn't it? Now, just to address any rumours, I cut my hair. I'm not heading off to the local Holiday Inn Express. I realised afterwards. Probably should have made it a little bit longer, but it'll grow back, I'm sure. Now, we are back from the summer break. The one thing that I've done wrong is I forgot to manufacture our new side pods. So they're coming, just not for another couple of races. So yep, massive own goal there. I don't know how I missed it. I checked too. The worst thing is I actually checked to make sure that everything we needed was getting manufactured. So yeah, that's just the incompetence you get with me, isn't it? Now, there is a new underfloor that is coming as well. It'll be around about the same time as the side pods, as it turns out. Now, on this one, you can kind of see, kind of not worrying about just making sure the dirty air tolerance on top speed doesn't get any worse, but we're looking for big upgrades on medium high speed corners, low speed corners as well. So that should yield us a nice benefit. And the other thing that we'll look to do is suspension and just try and get the cornering up. It was Gary, I think, in the comments that said just get the cornering up. That is sort of the king and then the key to getting the car from where we are now, sort of pushing more forward to points and regular points. So we're looking to do that. The other thing we're looking to do is get affiliate drivers. Now, both of these two are poached for next season, which I'm absolutely fine with. I don't want computer generated drivers. One thing I might look to do is just to try and stay sort of real to the game, is try and get a female driver in from F1 Academy, because I'm assuming that what we would actually have in real life, and it probably should be the case in the game actually, because it's part of the actual sort of official feeder series, is have a female F1 Academy driver. So we might look to do that at one point. I am actively scouting though for affiliates. The one person that we have offered a contract to, and the one thing that I think like I really want to make sure is happening, is that we've always got an Australian in the affiliate system, in our driver system. So the guy that we have offered a contract to, again, is Christian Mansell. Now, he has got a high development rate, which is not the greatest, but it's not the worst. You can see here, he's got some really good attributes and maybe some not so good ones. I can tell you from real life, he's very good at defending. Like, legitimately, 78 I think is better than what Jack Doohan is. So if we can make him quick, overtake he's not the best. He's very good at well, he goes backward. He does not go forward too often in races, but he doesn't go back too far either in the F3. So we're going to try and get him in, and we can see his career sort of to date here. He's a solid F3 driver. This year he's got 20 points, 13th in the championship there. Like I say, not great, but we'll try and improve him. The other person, well, that's all we've really got right now. I've scouted Bedrin and Van Hoopen, who are quite good. They've already signed onto with affiliates with Williams, and I think Van Hoopen was Williams and Bedrin might have been McLaren or something. I can't remember exactly who it was now. But anyway, we'll get ourselves our young sort of driver academy drivers in, and we will go from there. Tommy Smith is the other Australian. He's a very good looking young man, isn't he? So yeah, but he has a very high development rate, which surprises me because I've seen him in real life, and he is... he's a bit of an accident waiting to happen. High aggression, I'm assuming. From what I've seen of him in real life. High aggression, there it is. But yeah, we'll probably try and get him in as well, because I've got a soft spot for my Australian drivers, as you know. So that is that. The other thing is, if we go and have a look at facilities, we've now got a level 2 design center. Now, as I said before, that's kind of it for upgrading things now, because I don't want the monthly upkeep to take too much out of our cost cap. The other thing we are doing is the boardroom and the helipad needed, you can see there over here, they needed to be what's the word? Not renovated. Is it renovated? What's the word? Refurbished. That's the word. So instead of refurbishing them, I just upgraded them because the cost is not that much difference. And then the tour center as well, because it brings money in. I kind of took my eye off the ball there. That should have been getting upgraded anyway. So that is all of that. I don't think there's anything else to catch you up on other than, I said that I stuffed up the side pod. So let's go and have a look at what we're doing here for the race. And Zandvoort, it is, let's have a look here. No rain expected. So that's good. High tire gear abrasiveness. Red is sector 1, blue is sector 2, yellow is sector 3. We can see their medium and high speed corners, so it would have been really good to have the underfloor and side pods for this one, wouldn't it? Car attributes, we can see there. Time considerations, not the biggest time loss. I've got an off camera save that I'm doing, and if it seems like I don't, or if I start talking about something that hasn't actually happened, I've got my own creator team on that, and I've just done the Zandvoort race as I record now. I raced that this morning. So it's very confusing. I need to get them offset more. I feel like I'm doing 2 seasons at the same time right now. But anyway, the pit stop time loss in that race wasn't too bad. So and it was a race I had to make a lot of stops in. But we can see there the soft tire is, I thought it'd be quicker, to be honest, than the hard tire. But it is quite a bit of an offset, 0.4 between the soft and the medium. So probably want to be looking to make the soft tire work as much as possible. Yeah, it's the Max Verstappen Grand Prix for a reason. Let's hope, well, we're not going to break it, are we? That's not our race right now. And our race targets, I think we can afford to be ambitious and say 18th or higher with both cars, get that £1 million in or dollars in, and go from there. Alright, so there we go. We can see that it is a dry weekend. I'll go and do this free practice, and I will see you for the race. Alright, so we have done free practice, and of course I mean we'll be back for qualifying, of course, not the race. Now, it's gone a little bit difficult to tell, actually. FP1, we were at 14th with Doohan, and where was Van Dorn here? In 12th with Van Dorn, missed him there. Then FP2, and Van Dorn, now we do have old engine parts and whatnot in, so Van Dorn was last, which isn't great. Doohan was 16th. And then FP3, as my voice starts to fail me, it was 12th for Doohan and 19th for Van Dorn. So I'm thinking perhaps Van Dorn has more to come when we get a better engine part in there for him, the newer engine parts. But Doohan shows decent pace here, to be honest. So let's hope that that continues in the qualifying. So let's see how Q1 goes. Now, I've got to say a big thank you to a returning Patreon member. Thank you so much, Troy Skripka. I think I got your name right this time. Troy's a really old mate of mine from back in Australia, and the first time when he joined up to the Patreon, I realised very quickly that obviously I knew his name to see it. I never said his full name, obviously, and I just realised I actually have no idea how to say it. So I think I got it right this time, mate. But anyway, thank you so much. As I've said before, if you enjoyed the content and you're able to, there's a link to Patreon or channel membership in the sort of description or just below the video there. It's greatly appreciated, but if not, watching the ads is more than enough, as we've gone purple with Van Dorn, and Doohan comes across the line, and he is 3.5 tenths down. Yeah, let's see where that sort of time stacks up, though. Oh, we've got a red flag, and it must be Russell. Russell's done a bit of a Denny Rick and Piastri from last year and stuck it in the wall there.
This was at turn 3.
Let's have a look here. Well, you know who did that? In my offline save. Jack Doohan retired from the race. that exact crash.
Taken a hit with that.
So the only 2 cars with times on the board. So this does help us. Other cars that were out on track would have taken a little bit of life out of their tyres. But let's see, as I say, where these times stack up. So we're ahead of Bottas, crucially, as the cars that should be ahead of us are ahead of us. Let's see if we need to go out again. Hopefully not. Track rubber has gone very low for some reason too. I'm sure it was high when we were out there. 6. So you can see the cars that are already out there. Van Dorn's lap is stacking up quite nicely, isn't it? Ahead of both Haas's. Jack's going to have to go again. There's no doubt about that, but I think Stoffel might be okay here, you know. Let's send Jack out now, and we'll jump on board when he comes around. I've lost him. I think he's coming around now. And he's got a Haas behind him, hopefully. Well, it doesn't matter from our point of view what the Haas stays behind us or not, but this car in front might be a little close. But let's see. Jack is the man in danger right now. He'll need to go faster, as Gasly can't beat his time. Let's have a look here. Is anybody behind us going faster? Sargent is. And we've not done a best first sector. I wonder if is this Sargent in front of us? Yeah, it is too. We've gone faster in the middle sector. Sargent has not. So, it's a bit of a shootout here. Is it going to be Doohan? Is it going to be Sargent? Sargent across the line first. He's ahead. Doohan! Oh, we can't get him back. And Doohan is out. So around a track that is not the easiest to overtake on, that is disappointing for Dawn, isn't it? Alright, Stoffel's through, let's see how he goes. Alright, so Van Dorn is currently 16th. Now, we did 2 runs already this session, both on the tyres from Q1. The first run he got badly blocked by Piastri, so that he was like 3 seconds off the pace. So we went again on the same set of tyres, and he sort of, you can see, bumped up. So he's just behind K-Mag. But that was, again, that's on quite, 3 qualifying laps around here is quite a bit of life out of those tyres. I'd be hoping we get ahead of both Hasses and possibly Sargent as well with a fresh set of tyres. So we've gone green, green. Can Stoffel? I don't think he's going to be able to get himself up into Q3 because that would be an achievement on a dry track. But here we go. What can Stoffel do? Stoffel, oh, he's only ahead of Hulk. K-Mag went faster, to be fair, but that's a little disappointing. 15th. Alright, so race strategy. Now, yeah, I think the 3-stop is more or less the 4-stop. I mean, that's a lot. I'm gonna have to call that out, I think, there, Mr. AI, and say that's one too many stops. What I think we can do, though, is I wonder with Dawn starting as far back as he is. I mean, we don't want to be pushing soft tyres around here because that is going to not get very far. But I wonder. No, I think we probably do want to start on a soft, try and get a bit of an undercut effect, and then we can go on to get the medium out of the way, go on to a soft, and then try and get that to the end. Yeah, I think that probably just about works. Do we have another set of mediums? No, just got the one set of mediums. So 3 softs and a medium, and then I think that works fairly well with Stoffel as well. Why is Stoffel so much more comfortable than what Dawn is on his tire? Maybe it's just down to driver attributes. But anyway, dry race. Let's see what we can do. I think we do have decent-ish pace around here. It's just whether it's going to be enough to... Well, let's be realistic. Let's just try and get... it really annoys me why it changes the strategy back. Anyway, let's just hope that we've got enough to get the top 18 finish we need and get the sponsorship money. Alright, welcome back, and here we go. So disappointing qualifying, there we are there. Looks like everybody's on a soft tyre, a couple of mediums.
And away we go.
Let's go and have a look at what everybody's on. So yeah, a couple of mediums, but this looks like... I mean, it's a sort of track where it's not a big loss in the pits, as Van Dorn has moved up a spot, as has Jack Dawn. Nicely done, fellas. Yeah, not a massive time loss in the pits. The track eats tyres. There's lots of corners, so tyres are important as Hulk gets back in front of Dawn. So yeah, I think maybe there is something to be said for making the extra stops. But yeah. We can't really change now, can we? Because we have to go into a hard tyre, and I don't think that's what we want to do. So we're racing for pure pace here and see if we've got what it takes. Yeah, we're going to have Russell coming through from the back, you would imagine. But otherwise, I think we can very much look forward, try and get ahead of K-Mag. If we assume Russell's coming through, then 14th. Let's aim for 14th. Alright, and Stoffel is lining up to K-Mag there, so that's a very nice overtake. Up into 13th for now. We've got 2.5 seconds up the road to Stroll, but we've seen before Aston Martin forward, not really our race. Albon's up there. I wonder if we could challenge Albon here.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I took Van Dorn off always defend because there's not much point, we're just losing time. But unfortunately what happened is not only did K-Mag get past on the DRS, so did Hulk. So we're down 2 spots. And now Van Dorn is down another one. This is a cool replay as George Russell, unsurprisingly, has got past us. The Hasses have really just sort of taken off. So hopefully they're eating their tyres or their battery or something. But yeah, that was very easy. It's just like an action replay, lap after lap. And now we've got Sargent getting past Van Dorn. Suddenly, just massively lacking for pace. I don't know if everybody else is on the battery or what it is, but he is flying backwards. Alright, so we've got one back. K-Mag, Russell's got past him. We've just got underneath him along with Sargent. So maybe it was just a case of using a bit too much battery or tyres. I think his tyres are way worse off than ours. So hopefully that's what it's been. If we go and have a look at tyre life, actually, you can see he's worse off, as is Sargent. So we're at risk a little bit of getting an undercut, actually. If they're going to come in sooner, we really don't want that, I don't think. So let's put both our boys up to more aggressive. If we come in a little bit earlier and have to go a little bit easier on the medium tyres, that's probably better than staying out on old tyres while everybody else is on new tyres. So, well, there we go. Now we're coming back through. Everybody must have been going on a little bit of a push. Oh, wait, maybe not quite yet. Nicely done by Sargent. But anyway, yeah, so we'll do that. We'll push on. Dylan's gone and got K-Mag into turn 1, so well done to Jack. Hopefully, K-Mag's flying backwards now, isn't he? He's just overused those tyres. So yeah, we'll try that. We'll push on. Try to avoid getting undercut too badly here. And see where things shake out after the first stops. Alright, so both Hassers and Sargent have stopped. So we are going to really push the tyres now with Van Dorn. We don't want to be going any longer than we have to now. In fact, we might even bring him in this lap. It just means we can't push the medium tyres that much. And then we'll bring Dylan in the lap after. Yeah, it just means we can't push the tyres as much as sort of we were scheduled to. But that, I think, is still a better option than staying out and being on old tyres while they're on fresh mediums. So we are catching Albin in front. I suspect... No, he was on mediums, wasn't he, Albin? No, he wasn't. So we'll see here if he comes in. No, he doesn't. So let's, fingers crossed, we get a good stop here from the AVR boys. Dylan will be in next lap. And let's see where we come out in relation to Sargent and K-Mag. We come out, oh, right behind him, right where we were. So we'll get the tyres up the temperature, and then we'll back them off a little bit to try and just make sure we get this proper stint length out of things. And we'll keep an eye on where Dylan is on track as well. And hopefully we can just stick into the DRS here. Looks like we can. Tyres are almost there. Dylan will be coming into the pits. And let's see if we can do better than 2.6 seconds. Tyres are taking a little bit of time. That should be them there now. Is it 100? Yep, there we go. It's 2.3. Go on. Nice stop for Dylan. And let's see where he shakes out. And he comes out ahead of K-Mag, but behind Van Dorn and Sargent. But yeah, let's see. We've got to be getting ahead of Sargent. Bottas hasn't stopped yet. And then Hulkenberg has... Did he go into a hard? Yeah, he's on a hard tyre, so we should be able to run him down as well. And Gasly hasn't stopped. So there's a few here. Let's see where Albin comes out, actually, because we were not that far away from Albin, were we? We might get the undercut going here. Can we get 2 Williams for the price of 1? Not quite. Sargent hangs on. And Albin has indeed been undercut. Not by both of us, though, as Dylan's tyres are now up the temperature. Alright, so we'll come back for a little update. We are in the process of now where we're getting lapped, which always just ruins the race. The Williams have kind of gone away from us a little bit. Dylan is currently behind Ocon, who's on soft tyres, so it kind of makes sense that he's been able to go past us. This is sort of our hurt stint, and then we'll be on soft tyres to the end. So yeah, it's one of those where the gaps are currently going up and down. It's difficult to get an idea of what our pace is like, because some laps we're getting lapped, some laps other cars are getting lapped. So yeah, it just makes it all very, very difficult to, like I say, just get a read on exactly what our pace is. But yeah, as they go 2 more, it's not the end of the world. I really wish that there was a way to train drivers to get be better at getting lapped. You know, like timing, lifting off into a corner, just, you know, minimizing the time loss, because it feels like when they lift off coming out of a corner, like they just lose so much time. Just you know, lift off that, you know, coast a little bit more going into it, and just like, you know, almost like you're doing like lift and coast, and let them pass that way rather than yeah, fully coming out of the throttle the way they do. But anyway, it's probably the same for everybody, isn't it? Alright, now Sargent has just come into the pits and put on a hard tyre, which suggests he's trying to get to the end. We've got a yellow flag. Gasly, is it? Alonso's run wide, so it's not actually anything too important. K-Mag is he's caught up to the back of Dylan just during during getting overtaken. Doohan is particularly bad at getting lapped, I've got to say. He loses so much time. So yeah, that's not ideal as Ocon comes in as well. So yeah, these guys are probably trying to get to the end at this point. So, you know, is soft going to be that much better than a hard? I mean, Hulkenberg's been on a hard, as has Albon. And if we look at lap times, again, it's difficult to know for sure, but yeah, maybe we would have been better off on a hard tyre and just cutting a stop out. We could try it, obviously, now. But I do wonder. See, Hulkenberg's coming in now anyway, so he might be going to make an extra stop. Maybe these guys are doing a hard tyre and then going onto a soft right at the end. Both Hasses are in. So let's see. He comes out on a medium, yeah. So he's done soft, hard, medium, and then I'm assuming a soft to the end. And K-Mag has come in, and he is putting on, I'm assuming, a medium. Did he do a hard? Maybe he's going to put a hard on. No, he's got a soft. So Magnussen will be quick. He will almost certainly get an undercut on Doohan, but we can't jump yet. We've got to get these tyres to where we need to get them, and then we can worry about everybody else and what their strategy is. So Hulkenberg, having done a stop, has just got past us. So we're still a little ways off. Hulkenberg and Albon, if this is a safety car, to be perfect. Hulkenberg and Albon are definitely a big step up on K-Mag and Sargent, aren't they? We can race and sometimes beat Sargent and Magnussen, but yeah, we're not really in the same class as Hulkenberg and Albon on everything being even days. So yeah, maybe if I'd manufactured those side pods, it might have helped. Oh, Sargent has crashed. Well, that's going to help us, isn't it? Do we want to have a look at Sargent crashing? What's he done here? This turn 3, and he's going to back it into the wall. So that's his rear wing stuffed, isn't it? Doesn't even know what corner he's on. That shows you how good Logan Sargent is. Logan Sargent's a very good driver. He should have beaten Piastri in F3. I don't know what's happened to him in F1. Clearly, the pressure or something has not been right there. But Logan Sargent is not a laughing stock. He's a very, very good driver. Sort of off topic completely. I really hope he goes to IndyCar, and he's linked to go to because Prama's coming into IndyCar for next year. I think he'd do very, very well there. And there'd probably be a little bit less pressure on him. So another 2.3 second stop for Doohan. Did he get the last 2.3? I think he did, didn't he? He's getting all the good stops today. So he has managed to hold on from K-Mag as well. We did deploy him for a lap since he had a little bit of free air, but that's pretty impressive, it must be said. Now Van Dorn is coming in this lap. So Albon must have stopped? How do we end up ahead of Albon? Yeah, he did stop for softs. So let's see what we get here. We might drop behind Ocon. Yeah, we do. A 2.4 second stop. The AVR boys are on today, aren't they? And Sargent is right there. I'm assuming, has he got a chunk missing out of his rear wing? It looks like he might do, doesn't it? Can we pause and have a look? Yeah, he's definitely got a chunk missing there, doesn't he? So he's wounded. He's going to be easy pickings on a hard tyre as well. And Doohan is only 2.5 seconds back of Van Dorn. Van Dorn seems to have lost out quite badly there somehow. Not quite sure how or why that's happened. But anyway, we should make pretty quick work of Sargent down this straight, I would have thought. And then he's got 6 seconds up the road to Ocon as Sargent comes in. And yeah, 15th and 16th. I think that's where we want to be today, isn't it, at a minimum? Alright, so we have caught up to the back of Ocon. Traffic has been going past, but we've done a pretty good job. We've been taking... Oh, what happened there? Anyway, we've committed to the outside and got the move done. Doohan isn't a mile behind either, so hopefully we'll get that move done. That will be us in 15th and 16th. I'm assuming that Ocon still has a stop to make because he is on... Yeah, he definitely has a stop to make. And he's going to be on either a medium tyre or a very, very old soft tyre if he decides to go that way. As he tries to come back at us, which is fine, really. Just make sure you don't lose DRS here, please, Stoff. And yeah, well, we'll see. We've got a big gap ahead of us before we get to Albon. I think that's the disappointing thing. Albon and Hulkenberg really are a long way up the road here. There's a couple of mechanicals up there. If all three of those were to go, then we might get ourselves a very nice result. We just need to make sure we're ahead of Ocon. So if there is a 11th or 12th going, we need to make sure we're getting it, not Alpine, so that for the Constructors' Championship standings, that's our place and not theirs. But if Ocon's trying to get to a point where we can go into another soft, he's going to struggle, I think, because yeah, there's still a few laps. We're still a few laps away from that yet. And he's in the pits now. Okay, so we are double pitting this lap. Van Dorn's about to get lapped. I was really hoping we'd avoid having to lose time to pull over there. Anyway, we're near enough, given that we're laps down. You know, it's only going to be a 15 laps to go, so we're more than able to come in. It's somewhat of a double stack. We can just see Van Dorn there. It should be a big enough gap to be able to do this. There's no problem, which is, of course, obviously the risk. 2.7 and 2.6. They've done well today, the AVR boys, haven't they? Do we get out ahead of everybody we need to get out ahead of? Ocon stopped for a medium, had a pit stop issue. So yeah, that's good. We've got Bottas and Ocon right behind us here. But Bottas is on an old hards, really, and Ocon's on older medium, so they shouldn't be troubling us. And, well, we shouldn't be going backwards from here, that's for sure. Should be eyes forward. And if we have binoculars, we can maybe see 20 seconds up the road from Van Dorn. It's Alexander Albon. So, yeah. Oh, we've got a virtual safety car. What's happened here? So our guys are both okay. DRS is disabled. Let's go the harvest. And... oh, he's locked up about 3 times as well and run wide. And God bless him. We just lapped him as well. Both our cars just lapped him. He was having... oh, and that's going to be a gearbox.
Keen to leave their mark,
yeah,
but I think that
poor
was
Logan.
a little too literal.
It's a shame this wasn't a full safety car, actually, because it's not much of a race. Verstappen's 38 seconds in front. He's lapped everybody up to Piastri in 5th, and he's only 107. He's only a few seconds behind him. He could well end up going and lapping the field here if he wanted to, I think, because Leclerc's not too far ahead. This is like an old school race where like only the podium finishes on the lead lap. Yeah. Oh, and doing a spun. Cold tyres, I'd say, on that one. That's alright, Jack. Just don't lose out too... do we want to have a look at it? It's cold tyres. He's looped it on the acceleration, I would say, out of turn 1. That would be my guess. Cold tyres, there it is. Excellent work, Jack. Alright, so we're coming around to start our final lap. We are trying to unlap ourselves from Lance Stroll. And, I mean, we're just a little bit fresher tyres than him, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's been I sort of kind of said, didn't I? The minimum acceptable was 15th and 16th here, which it looks like, all things being even from here, we will do. We've got a decent gap, don't we? Yeah, 5 seconds doing it in front, so let's just take away a risk of an accident. And yeah, it's just kind of been a little bit of a nothing race, perhaps. But anyway, Verstappen wins. Hooray for him. And one day, maybe one day, we'll only finish 1 lap down. It's only a short lap, though, so yeah. Anyway, let's go and wrap this up with Jack. And then we can call it an event and look forward to Monza, I think is next. And we had terrible straight line speed, so yeah, that should go well as well. So George Russell up 12 places to score points. We ended up doing up 1, Stoffel held position. It's just where we are, isn't it? We are just, you know, that's where we are. So yeah, we beat Sargent and K-Mag, we beat the Alpines and the Saubers, and then that's pretty much it. The next gap we've got to try and close down is to the other Williams and the other Haas, isn't it? And then we can go from there. And that may not even be possible this season. So we'll see how we're going. Let me know in the comments if you're thinking it's time to start simulating a few more races, because... have we dropped? No, we were always 10th, weren't we? Because it's, you know, we're 15th, 16th. That's just where we are. 4th and 9th for the pit stops. So that's good. That moves us... oh, no, it doesn't. It keeps us in 4th place in that. That will be... someone pointed out in the comments. That will be a nice little payday end of the season if we can sort of stay top 3 or 4 in this. And yeah, consistent pit stops as well, which is always nice to see. And we should, and in fact do, as we just move me over a little bit, have our $1 million in the bank for that race as well. So new underfloor design is complete, so we can start manufacturing that along with the side pods. We've got a suspension, that's an old one that's just being spare parts made. And yeah, so before I forget, I'm sorry, we could have been better that race if we had our side pods, I think. I do think as well this is possibly it for the season in terms of upgrades. We might start to do some research towards next season, but there's not much real point, I don't think, putting too much more into this season. The board, if we go and have a look at the board, are kind of happy with what we're doing and where we are. I don't see a point now investing too much more into this season because we are where we are, which is why I say maybe we start to look to simulate a few more races. Monza, I think it's going to be a bad one for us. It's a power circuit. Baku can be a crazy race, so I think maybe that I'm very, very tempted. Maybe we start next episode by simming through Monza, and then Baku and Singapore, we can sort of do these races that are perhaps a little bit more interesting for us. Vegas, of course, as a team with Ferrari, we never lost at Vegas. So I think that streak may go here, but you never know. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We've got a few things going on here. That's the F2 race, sorry. And yeah, I will see you next time for possibly not Monza, Baku. Take care.